Yeah, good evening. It's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Saturday, the 26th of July, 2025. This is just my weekly analysis video, where we have a look at some of the pairs I'm trading on the daily time frame. Forex pairs, that is, trading the daily time frame using the high probability and divergence trading methods from my books. I hope everyone's weekend's going okay. This is a bit of a late start to the video today. I've had a big sleep in. I didn't have an afternoon sleep yesterday and it caught up with me. So I'm a bit out of whack today. Football teams, the British and Irish Lions are playing the Wallabies right now. I think the Wallabies were leading at half time, which is good. And my rugby league team sadly got beaten on Thursday night, so not a great start to the weekend. Anywho, let's get into it. This might be a quick video because I've got to go and meet someone. Have a couple of beers with a new mate, Aussie mate I met last night. All right, let's get on the charts. TradingView, I do all my analysis on TradingView. I'm not a trade signal provider. Please don't follow me blindly. All my trading is based on the high probability and divergence trading methods from my books, as I mentioned. So, as you know, most of you know, I'm not using stops at the moment until something goes in my favour. I'm happy to trade without stops, but I do have a plan in place with regards to trade management. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't, as we all know. So, if I do call any trade signals, there's only one new trade signal for Monday, and you'll see that's on silver. I'll give you an idea where to place a stop if that's what you're more comfortable with, and I get that. So they're valid trade signal setups anyway. Like I said, I'm not a trade signal provider. Don't follow me blindly. Do your own due diligence. All right, Aussie CAD. We're on a third buy trade here. So we're trying to do a loss recovery here. So the last trade was this buy on the 24th of July, a couple of days ago. It's all getting very tight with the moving averages. It's not convincing that MACD Platinum's close to the zero level there. There was some supporting hidden bullish divergence there, the green trend lines. So I'm happy to take that trade. These two yellow lines are my target 1, target 2 for loss recovery. You can just pause the video and have a read there. But last trade was that buy. Now, if you're going to place a stop, your stop would be down here below this low here, just in between these two blue dots somewhere. Right, I'll now lose my voice as usual. Aussie yen in a sell trade from the 22nd of July, and obviously not going that well at the moment. It's going against me. Again, this is a loss recovery. You can see my trade, 2 losses up there previous. This is trade 3. These are my targets. It's a yen pair. I don't know why I persist with yen pairs. When they're good, but when they're bad, geez, they're a pain in the butt. But you can see the divergence here, the sell, regular bearish divergence. So when we took it obviously in that red vertical line there, it looked like a good setup. It's a high risk trade, slightly high risk, not a great setup because the price was coming into the moving averages. They're starting to turn to the upside. Yeah, not ideal. Aussie New Zealand now, I swapped, this has been replaced the Aussie Swiss. I got rid of the Aussie Swiss, it's not a performing pair for this method. So I know there's a bit of banter about the Aussie New Zealand on the 8-hour charts and that, so I just thought I'd put it on the daily charts. The last signal there was that sell here. I didn't take it. I'm just looking, see if it comes back to roughly the entry point, and I might look at taking a sell there. It'll be late, but still a valid signal. Regular bearish divergence there, MACD above the zero level. So Aussie USD, this one's giving me a bit of grief in a few trades. It's grinding up price. You can see, look at the grinding up, but you look at the MACD, it's grinding down. So you can see the red regular divergence there. Not good, but in the meantime, you've also got divergence to the upside. So it's a bit of a mixed signals. These green levels are big round numbers. In this case, it's a 60-cent level, and this is a 65-cent level. So we took a buy here. It's a valid setup. I really needed price to clear this previous high here. It was at that when I took the buy trade, and it's popped up, but hasn't really followed through. Now it's dropping down. A lot of the market's controlled by the US dollar at the moment, whether that be because of the ongoing tariff issues that no one seems to understand, or there's no sort of, how would you say it? It's not set in stone. The goalposts keep on moving, as we say in Australia and the UK, but no idea. So we're in a buy, and it's not looking that flash at the moment. Bitcoin, this is the only 24/7 market, so it's actually ticking over at the moment. Unlike Forex, closes 5 p.m. Friday, New York time. So we're in a buy still from back here, the 25th of June. We're still in that buy, stop and place there. No rush to move the stop. See how long we can hold on to this buy. In the meantime, I took this sell on the 16th of July, and it's just keeps on hitting its head against the 120,000 level, and it's sort of holding. You can see it's a resistance level. It's a big round number, and the MACD platinum's heading down now, so we don't know where this is going to go. But the good thing is, with this buy on, it sort of absorbs any of the loss on the sell side, which is not much at the moment. Euro Aussie, I'm in a traditional hedge sequence here, so it starts here, sell, and I have pivoted to the buy side. So we got a buy here. So I closed this sell trade here. That was trade 3 sell trade. So I've closed the sell trade and took the buy. So basically I pivoted from the sell, this is a traditional hedging on the sell side, I've pivoted it to the buy side, and it's just going nowhere at the moment. MACD platinum's below the 0 level, there's hidden bullish divergence there, as you can see, marked by the green trend line. So we'll just, there's the target, or the overall break-even levels up there. We'll just see where we go, give it a couple of days, but it's all very tight, all very sideways, even though the trend is technically up, looking at the moving averages there. Right, Euro Yen, I rest my case on yen pairs. I'll tell you, took a sell back here, and 25th of June, and it's just gone up and up and up and up and up, and we still haven't. Now, if you had a stop in place, your stop would have been just, I would say, if I was going to place a stop, just below the red dot there. So you would have been stopped out. So you'd be sweet if you stopped out. Me, I'm a sucker for punishment. I'm not stopped out because I don't have a stop in place. Ideally, I want to see a signal, a buy signal, so I can get out for a loss and look for another recovery type trade. Now, at the moment, this has just kept on going up. There's been no buy signal at all, which is not unusual on these pairs. And you can see the huge divergence there. So this trend line, I keep on adjusting, looking for a clear break of the trend line. If this sell signal remains valid, if I get a clear break of this trend line, and it's come close a couple of times, because you remember I'm adjusting this sort of every day. So it would have been there at one stage, then across there, and there's no clear breaks. I'm talking about the very next candle. So you look at, say, here, it's across these lows here, here's your next candle there. It's not much, it's a small bullish candle, next one's an ugly candle, next one's an ugly candle. So there's no clear break. I'm not getting excited, I'm looking for a clear break. So this just keeps on getting adjusted every day based off that low there, and if another sell presents, I'll take it. But in the meantime, we're just in a losing trade, and it's a yen pair. Euro USD in a buy trade from here. Where from there? What's that? 20th of May, still in a buy trade, stop and place, can't lose on that. Took another buy in here. Yeah, there's my notes, that's the 22nd of July. Hidden bullish divergence, as you can see by the green lines. Prices come very, not close, but it's close enough to the moving averages, the 50. I like to see price come and touch them, or get very close to them. So here's a good example. Prices come back to them, bounced off, and it's gone up. Not in this case so much. We're going sort of nowhere again. It's been a week of doing nothing. Really want to see this high taken out over here, and it hasn't even got up there yet. MACD platinum still below the 0 level, but I like the fact I've got another buy on here, and there's hidden bullish divergence. So we'll see how this plays out. Pound Aussie, took a sell here on the 3rd of July, and it's still in play with a stop in place. So can't lose on that sell, that's good. In the meantime, on the 22nd of July, I took this buy here. It's a nice support level on price. MACD platinum below the 0 level. It's a good setup, but you can see the moving average starting to roll over. It's not a bad setup. Yeah, it's a bit sideways though. That's what I mentioned in the notes there. So we'll see how we go. Luckily we've got this sell on still, so that helps offset it a bit. Now, if I'd placed a buy, well, I did place a buy. If I had a stop in place, it would be just where, pretty close to the 240 MA is now, the linear weighted moving average, the grey one there. That's where my stop would be, close to that, at where it is at the moment. So getting close to being stopped out. I think pound CAD very similar, back in a sell still from the 3rd of July. Took this buy here, again support level on price, took the buy, and it's a bit sideways too. Starting to flatten out the moving averages, decent support level. yeah, and got the hedge on with a sell. So it's not the end of the world, but it's not going that well either. Pound Swiss, I'm in a little bit of pain here. I got a bit tricky. I took a buy here on the 8th of July. It was a high risk trade against the trend. And I took another one here on the break of the trend line. So I broke the trend line here, took a second one, went in the DCA mode, dollar cost averaging mode. You can read my notes against the trend line break. Yeah. So there's my overall break in, the yellow dash line, and it's just going against me at the moment. In the meantime, I could probably start, like you're starting to look at divergence there, so we'll draw that in. Bullish. So you can see that, we've got a bit of MACD's going up, and the price is heading down. So there is divergence there at the moment, it's forming, and what we're going to look for is another buy. Pound yen, waiting. Like the Aussie yen, it's grinding up, and the euro yen, it's grinding up. MACD's grinding down. Big, regular, bearish divergence. It's got up to the 200, which is a big round number, that green dash line there. Waiting on another setup until I get probably a sell. I'm not going to take a trade. We've got a lot of losses to recover. I haven't made any money on this pair at all. It's killing me. I used to really love the pound yen. I know it's a lot of people's favourite, but geez, on the daily chart, getting absolutely smashed. Right, pound USD. Now, something happening here. I'm starting to consolidate a bit. So we're in a lot of trades, as you know. I made a few mistakes, and those mistakes cost me. The system itself, which we've been through in previous videos, it was the multi-sequence hedging. I actually went through it all and marked up the charts where I could have got out on these sequences before it got out of hand. I missed the boat on a couple of occasions. I should have set alerts or targets and got out automatically. I didn't. I doubled my position size initially, which just stuffed everything up, and it's caused me grief with margin requirements on the account I'm trading this one on. And also I had a midweek bender. You've heard the story a few times already, and I was late by about 50 pips to an entry that would have, if I'd got in at the right time. So the system itself, the method works, it's just the human factor that's messed it up in my case. So what I've got is I've created a bit of a nightmare for myself, but we're trying to work out of it. So there's a sell up here. We've got a stop in place, so we can't lose on the sell. So that's sweet. Last trade was this buy here. So I'm consolidating. My overall break even at the moment, where is it? Have I marked it? Yeah, it's at a crazy price because most of it's, I'm pretty well hedged at the moment. I'm going to start looking to prune a lot of trades, start closing some of these trades out. So we've got profit of $584 already banked. So what I'll do, say for example, if this sell down here, if I ever got to a profit where, say, I don't know, just say for example that sell was worth minus 584, which is not, I could close that trade out and I'd be at break even, and it just removes trades. It's like pruning, like you prune a tree. I'm just trying to remove trades, one or two at a time. So we get a sell up here, we might close that for a profit, and with this profit here and the loss from this, it might bring it out at zero. So we start closing trades and try to tighten up the grid of trades, if that makes any sense. But I've still got a loss recovery I'm trying to work out of. The good thing about the pound USD is I do make some money on a few of these sequences on the loss recovery side of things, so it's not too bad. But the multi-sequence hedging got out of hand, and now it's caused me problems, as I said. You can read my notes there. So I've got a couple of double up charts. This is one, this is the same pair, the pound USD. So it just shows the most recent trade. So it was a buy here, like the Euro USD, like the Aussie USD. It's not going that well. Thursday and Friday's dropped away. Start off all right, but we're coming down to this previous low here. The MACD platinum's a long way below the zero level when we took the buy. It's in an uptrend, as you can see. It's come back, got support level here. It is sort of weakening if you just look at normal market structure there. So don't know where this is going to go, but as I said, it's a part of the big picture. So if you had a stop in place here, just be below that blue line somewhere. just around where the 100, the purple moving average is there, 100 EMA, it'd be around that level there. That's where I'd have my stop if I had a stop in place. All right, New Zealand CAD. Now a little bit happening here. This is an absolute nightmare sideways market. I've been saying that for weeks, and I'll probably say for more weeks the way it's going. Sequence 2 is the traditional hedge, so sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. So we've got a break in up near that top yellow dash line. That's the break in for that. That's sequence 2. Sequence 1 is a buy, trade 3. The break in for that's just in this mess here, so it's not that far away either. Sequence 3 was a sell here. I closed half. Remember last week I said I was looking at closing half. I did that, closed and moved my stop, and it was stopped out for a small overall profit on the, you can hear the vendor going around. Bun bow, bun bow. So yeah, that sell stopped out. So sequence 3 is gone. I just leave it on the chart to show you guys and girls what's happening. So that was stopped out for a small overall profit. Sequence 4 was the last trade, was this buy here. If you have a stop in place, it'd just be below this low here, sort of just above that blue dot there, somewhere in there. As I said, it's range bound, the blue lines. It's been like that for a while now, as we all know. New Zealand USD, like the other USD major pairs, I took a buy. This was a loss recovery, so it was trade 2. It's just above my entry still. There's hidden bullish divergence there. I like that. MACD platinum below the 0 level. It was a loss recovery for me. I already closed 0.2 as the loss had been recovered. So after this big candle here, I basically closed half. We're through both lines, so it's no longer in loss recovery mode. But what could happen here is I still haven't got a stop in place. So I haven't closed half or anything like that. So I'm back to my base lot, which is 0.1. So this could still be a loser. Then I'll go back into loss recovery mode. But then this would be considered trade 1, and the next one would be considered trade 2, if that's how it pans out. So the loss recovery is being done, so it's all good. USD CAD, we're in a traditional hedging from sequence 1. This is one that's just been a pain. It's gone ground down, starting to find a base now. You can see prices starting to flatten out. There's a support level here. Last trade was this sell here. MACD platinum above the 0 level. There's hidden bearish divergence. It hasn't really played out as yet. Overall break even for those trades. Sequence 4 sell, trade 2. I think that's traditional hedging, so I think I might have taken I did. I took a sell, hedge buy, second sell. So that's sequence 4. So that's got a target there. It doesn't really worry me if it doesn't make the target, because we're probably going to go to the this 23rd of July, the sell. There's my notes on it. It's with the trend. There's divergence. There's a resistance level, but as Murphy's Law would have it, it's gone the other way. Yeah, I'm looking to clear this one. It came very close last week in here. It was getting very close to the break-even levels, which overall was here. So if we get a buy signal, even though the MACD, I don't care where it is, I will take another buy because I want to try and clear some of these trades. I might have to switch in the DCA mode or something like that. It's no big deal. USD CAD, USD Singapore dollar. This one's a DCA, so we've locked in a fair bit of profit. Where is the profit? Total profit to date, $3,480 roughly. So we've already locked in profit. So that's when we closed all the sell trades. We had a few sell trades that were closed out also down here somewhere. So now we're just concentrating the buy side, other than the last trades, which is this sell here. There's hidden bearish divergence there, so I took the sell. And like I said, a lot of the USDs controlling the market at the moment, and having so many USD pairs, it's hard to get away from the US dollar. Like I've said many times before, Forex foreign exchange statistics, roughly 72% of all trades involve the US dollar. So it's nearly 3/4 of the market is affected by the USD. So it's hard to avoid unless you're just trading one pair, or you're trading, say, the CAD Swiss and the Euro USD and the pound yen or something like that. So you haven't got the same correlation. So we're waiting. If we get another buy here, we'll just try it. Well, what I'll do is I'll just keep on taking buys until we get out of this, at least break even. And it'll be good because we've already made 3,000. So we'll try and make some money on this, just taking longer than I thought. And that's the problem trading like this. You can't afford to miss any signals like I did on the pound USD. There's obviously a trading robot is the answer, but I'm trading manually, so I have to be, every day I have to commit. And once you're in these sequences, you have to see them through to the end. All right, this is just the same pair, just showing the last trade. That's all that this does. Just it declutters the chart so you can see mixed signals, two types of divergence there. And this one here hasn't really played out. The regular bullish divergence, it didn't really go that high, but now we've got hidden bearish divergence, which I prefer, but it's just below the entry level at the moment. Right, new trade on Monday. Silver. XAG USD, got a sell trade on Monday. It's a high risk trade, the trend is up. And like I've said many times, I don't know why I go the short side, but I'm going to. I've got a loss recovery method here, so I don't mind taking it. I like it because price is a fair way from the moving averages. That's a thing. You've got regular bearish divergence there, you can see by the red trend lines. So the MACD platinum's above the zero level, not a great distance above it, but I like the divergence and I like the fact that price is a fair way. Now this level up here is the $40 level on silver, which is obviously the big round number. That's the $35 and that's the $30. So it's got up close to the 40. How will I get? Where's my high? 39.51, nearly 52 cents, $39. So we got close to the 40. So you could say that's a bit of a resistance level. There would have been orders up there, I imagine. I don't know. So Monday we're going to take a new sell. Obviously don't know the price yet. This is loss of recovery. I've got an $840 loss to make up. So we'll go in with a bigger position size and try and make that up. If you're going to put a stop in place, I'd be tempted just to put it above the $40 level there, just above the red dot somewhere, just above there. So that's a new trade. That's the only thing I'm doing on Monday with this watch list. XAU USD gold. Now I have consolidated. Now this was a multi-sequence hedging type strategy, and it's funny because I had a look at this is where it actually started. I must have been on a different all right, I'll just go to this other chart. This is exactly the same pair. Have a look here. There's no signals here where I started. That's where sequence 1 started. It commenced on the 25th of March. So I'll just put that on the chart to show you where I started. So if you go to this chart, which is just all it is Pepperstone. There's a cell that I started on. So I must have been looking at Pepperstone. And I went through it on yesterday just to see why I've messed this up so bad. Because this is the multi-sequence hedging. So I would have taken a sell, buy, sell, and you can have a look at my spreadsheet, then a buy here. Now this yellow, white line there is where I could have got out of all of these. And look, the MACD platinum's above the zero level and has been for a few candles. I should have set an exit at that, up there. You know, we're getting close to look at that, 3,500. How close did we get there within a few cents? $3,499.97. Now, I should have, and I didn't do it, set something like targets and stop losses in place, and I would have been out of that sequence. So I go back to the one that I'm looking at, and I don't know, maybe, here we go. So this is a different chart, different broker. This is 8cap, the one we looked at was Pepperstone. So there's no actual sell trade there. So we would have been out of this quick, would have taken a buy down here, which would have been a winner, took the sell, reverse to the buy side, and we would have been out. It would have been easy. Wouldn't have had all this pain I'm in. But let's not worry about that. It's happened. What's happened's happened. We can't change that. So what I've done is I've, so the 25th of July, I decided to consolidate. All trades were initially closed 17 buy trades and 3 sell trades. So it's a bit of pruning. At the moment, my total profit is just over $1,061. So my last trade was this sell. So there's the overall break even there. So it's not that far away at all. But we might get out of this. We may get out of this without too much grief. So we'll just switch to the same chart but different broker just to show you the last trade. So here's the last trades, that sell, and it's heading in the right direction. And like yeah, gold and silver tend to move the same, so gold got in early. There's this big resistance level on price here, this blue line. You can see it's gone up there, touches. As I said, we're close to the 3,500. Look, it was a higher risk trade, trading against the big uptrend, but I like that resistance level on price. And there is technically, not very convincing, but there is technically hidden bearish divergence there also, and the MACD platinum's just above the zero level. But it's very sideways, it's been in that, if you took an average there, it's straight through the middle there, you can see it for yourself. All right, that's about it. Let's have a look at the US 500. There we go there. So it's reached new highs on Friday. For this, it's the 6,400, roughly, on the dot. That's a new high. That's the US stock market. Last thing was that buy there. Not a convincing one. Look, there's the last one there, which is good. Sell there, which is probably, if you're in a buy here, all you do is tighten up your stop. You can see the big gap between the 50. It's not much there at all, so that's not ideal to take a buy in there. But it is the US stock market, which has got a bullish bias, so who knows. All right, that's it, boys and girls, for the video. Yeah, it's a bit rushed, and you didn't get to see my ugly head today. I just couldn't get the lighting right behind me because it's now about 6:46 p.m. local. I want to go and watch a band tonight. I've got to meet that Aussie guy, and we're going to go and see a band, so better pull my finger out. All right, enjoy your weekend, stay safe. Thanks for watching. If you do like the video, hit the like button and subscribe button. And you also notice I'll try and do a Wednesday video on the 8-hour charts every Wednesday. That's my plan. See how we go with that. If it's too much work, I'll just call it quits. But we're having some good results on the 8-hour charts, and a few people getting interested in them now. It's, good for your lifestyle, a lot of people. All right, thank you, and I'll talk to you good folk later. Cheers.